Grandmommy, tell me a story.
Well, that was a different request than what is usually. Today's story is the Three Little Pigs' grandmommy is having a birthday. And do you know what, boys and girls? It's this grandmommy's birthday too.
Happy birthday, Mom!
Sorry, that's from my camera crew. Anyway, Mommy Piggy was up bright and early today, and she was making a special birthday cake for her mama. And the boys got downstairs, they got dressed and they got downstairs and they said, "What's for breakfast, Mommy? I'm hungry." You know how boys do, they always are hungry. So Mommy Piggy said, "Well, today you're having oatmeal with some brown sugar because I am busy making a birthday cake for my mama, which is your grandmommy." The Piggy says, "Oh, we forgot all about it. You didn't tell us about that." And so Mommy Piggy says, "Well, it was kind of a surprise for everybody because your grandmommy does not know that we are going to come over and bring her a birthday cake and some balloons and a card and everything." So they said, "Okay, what can we do to help?" Well, first of all, Piggly Wiggly Squiggly, you have to eat your breakfast. And then if there's anything that I need to let you do, believe me, I'm going to tell you because I got a lot to do today. We got a long drive because Grandmommy doesn't live in this woods. You remember, Grandmommy moved to the other woods, and so we got to travel for about an hour in our car. Okay, we can't wait to eat. Let's eat some oatmeal, and we get ready to help my mamas with the grandmommy's birthday. And so off they sit, and they sit down at the table, and oh, this oatmeal was so good with this brown sugar. Whew, doggy, was it ever good. Well, then they got through, and by now, Mama Piggy has taken the cake out of the oven, and she's frosting it. And you know what she did? She made the sweetest birthday cake for her mama. She made a heart because she loves her mama, and she knows that Piggly Wiggly and Squiggly, they love their grandmommy. Well, she says, "Boys, I think what I need to do is to have you go out to the lemon tree and pick me let's pick about 4 lemons, and what we'll do is we'll put a little bit of lemon on top of the cake and make it pretty, and then we'll make some lemonade because Grandmommy likes lemonade, and then we'll take her a jug of lemonade, and we'll make enough for have at our house too." Oh boy, off they ran. Well, they ended up getting 6 lemons because they wanted to have one in each hand, and there was 3 boys, and 2 hands times 3 boys is 6 lemons, isn't it? So here they come back to the house and put their lemons on the table. Oh my gosh, they were so big. You know, sometimes lemons get really, really, really big, a certain kind of lemons, and that's the kind that Grandmommy grew. Just like Uncle Bill down the road. She didn't know that at the time, but Uncle Bill, that baseball coach, that's the kind of tree he had too. They're great big lemons. Okay, anyway. They go and they squeeze the lemons for Mommy after they peeled the lemons. They squeezed them for Mommy, and they got all the juice out, and oh, they were working so hard, and she was frosting the cake. And so while that cooled down and she frosted it, she gets the pitchers out. She got 1 pitcher to make lemonade for them in their refrigerator, and she got 1 great big jug to make lemonade for Grandmommy. Well, okay, here we go. Boys, let's pack the car now. What are we going to take? I tell you what, boys, I don't know how long we're going to be there, and I don't know if you're going to be bored or not, because you know how Grandmommy likes to talk all the time. And so You take your football and your baseball and your soccer ball, and then you can practice out behind her house in the backyard, because she's got a big backyard. That'd be a good idea, don't you think? So Piggly says, oh, I like that. And Wiggly says, well, I like that too. And Squiggly says, it's a deal, Mommy, let's go. And so they all got their balls, and they got their brand new shirts on that they had worn for their birthday. And you remember what that was, boys and girls? Piggly had a red shirt, Wiggly had a blue shirt, and Squiggly had a green shirt. And remember what was on their shirts for their birthday?
Balloons and cake.
Little balloons and little cakes and little, just a whole bunch of birthday things. So they thought that would be just totally cool if they could wear that for their grandmommy for her birthday. So off they ran to change their clothes, and Mama Pig is packing everything in the car, and she packed the balls, and she packed the cake, and she packed the lemonade. Oh, my gracious sakes, you know what we forgot, boys?
A birthday present.
We forgot to pick her some flowers. You know, remember Farmer Brown in the corner by the house, by his house? He had a whole bunch of pretty flowers and I bet you if we went and asked him, I bet you he'd give us a nice bouquet. So let me get a vase to put them in, and let's go talk to Farmer Brown. So off they go, down the car. They went to Farmer Brown's house. That's a sharp little driveway they turned into. Excuse me. So, Mr. Farmer Brown, hi, can we ask you a question? And Mr. Farmer Brown says, well, of course you can, Piggly, Wiggly, and Squiggly. What would you like today? Today's our grandmommy's birthday. We don't know how old she is, but I know she's real old. And so can we go and pick some of your flowers so we can take them with us to give to her? He says, oh, Piggly, Wiggly, and Squiggly, isn't that a nice thing to do? I think that, yes, you can have any of the flowers you want because they're almost ready to be plowed under and plant some new flowers. So you can have as many as you want. Well, Piggly, Wiggly, and Squiggly, they ran around the corner to the house, and oh my gosh, there was blue flowers, there was yellow flowers, there was green flowers, there was pink flowers, there was red flowers, there was purple flowers, and there was polka dotted flowers and striped flowers. There was just all kind of flowers. I don't know where Mr. Farmer Brown had found these seeds at, but he had so many different flowers, it wasn't even funny. And so, excuse me, and so they picked the flowers. Well, now you know what boys do. They went back to the car, and Mrs. Piggy was talking to Mrs. Farmer Brown, and Mrs. Farmer Brown turned around and she said, whoa, boys, did you leave any for us to pick? And they go, we left a little bit of them. Well, Mr. Farmer Brown said we could have as many as we wanted, but did we pick too many? And Mrs. Farmer Brown smiled and she says, no, because your grandmommy would love those flowers. Well, you know what the boys had? They had each one of them had a great big armload like this, and they couldn't even hardly waddle down the lane, and they went to the, oh my gracious sakes. Mama Piggy says, now what are we, boys, we don't have that big enough vase. Well, can we buy another vase when we go to town? Because we got to go through town to go to Grandmommy's house. And so Mommy Piggy says, yeah, I guess we'll go to the Dollar Tree and we'll get another vase or so. So off to town they went. They ended up having to get 2 more vases, which was really kind of nice because then that meant each one of the boys could walk into Grandmommy's house with a vase of flowers. What a cute idea that would be, and it was a cute idea. So they drove down the road, and they drove down the road, and they passed the tree that they used to climb on sometimes, and they went and passed the lake that they got to swim in, and they saw Allie the alligator, and they waved Allie the alligator, and Allie the alligator waved back, and oh my gracious sakes, they just had such a big long trip. An hour later, they got to GrandMommy's house. Oh my gracious sakes, they were so excited. So they all got out of the car, and Mrs. Piggy had the cake, and the boys had their flowers with their vases. They could hardly carry the vases, were so big. And they were heavy with all these flowers in them. My gracious sake, they were heavy. Well, they got knock, 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 knock. Who's there? Who's there? It's Piggly. It's Wiggly. It's Squiggly. Oh! Woof! She slams open the door. Why, boys, how and there's Mama Piggy. I was wondering how you got here. Mama Piggy, what have you got? You brought me a cake. And Squiggly says, and we brought you flowers. And Wiggly says, and I did too. And Squiggly says, and I did too. And GrandMommy says, oh my gracious sakes, where am I going to put all these flowers at? Oh my gracious sakes. Okay, I'll put one on the coffee table. And I'll put one on the dining room table. And let me see, where can I put the other? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it in the bedroom so that I can see it when I go to bed. How sweet of you boys. And Mama Piggy, oh, you know I'm so glad to see my favorite daughter. This is so sweet. Oh, I love this. This is just wonderful. And they sang happy birthday to Mama Piggy, GrandMommy Piggy. GrandMommy Piggy, I have to tell you about GrandMommy Piggy. Bless her heart. She was getting so old that she got gray hair, and she just loved to tell stories, and she loved to talk. But that's another story for another day, because GrandMommy Piggy sometimes could outdo me. Okay? So you know she knew some stories. Well, they sat down, they had their cake, and they sang happy birthday, and GrandMommy Piggy opened up her presents, and the boys went outside and played, and Mama Piggy says, Mama Pig, because that was her mama, Mama Piggy, do you know that the boys Squiggly made the football team, and Wiggly made the baseball team, and Piggly made the soccer team? And Grandma Piggy says, really? Oh my gracious sakes alive. Oh my gracious sakes alive. Well, isn't that something? And so they were outside practicing, and Mama Piggy says, yes. She says, and one day, she says, I'm going to come and get you, and you're going to go watch them play each one of their sports. I'm going to come and get you 3 separate times, and you're going to go to the game, and they're going to enjoy having you at the game. Well, a nice birthday was had, and Mama Piggy knew that Grandma Piggy was getting kind of tired, because she was, you know, she was old, so she was getting kind of tired, and she was falling asleep in a chair. And then she'd wake up and she'd say, oh, and what did you do, Wiggly? Well, Mama Piggy says, boys, I think it's time for us to go, and we got a long drive to go home, so let's go and give GrandMommy Piggy. She says, you know, it's hard to say GrandMommy Piggy when it's my mama. And the boys said, I don't understand how come she's your mama. If she's our grandmommy, why is she your mama? I don't understand that. And Mama Piggy says, well, I'll tell you when on the way home, I'll try to explain to you how things work. So with that, they gave GrandMommy Piggy a great big hug times 3 big boys. And Mama Piggy says, okay, GrandMommy Piggy, we'll see you next time, and I'm going to come and get you for one of the football games and one of the baseball games and one of the soccer games, so you be watching out for me. The end.
Yay. That was perfect.
Bye, boys and girls. You better do something.